Dari, can you just go on the stream and just make sure that it's working? And also, can you get the charge of this and keep it with your
for this one?
Your thingy, so that just in case it runs out of charge.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Abs, do you want me to put this on?
Oh, you can just.
Abs, it might be in the way.
Oh no, sorry.
Is it fine? Do you want me to put this on there?
Yeah, if you could, please.
Sorry.
Could get that?
Move. Do you think we should turn it?
It's too high. Oh, shit. There you go, that's okay. Abby, can you check if this is okay? Yep, that looks perfect. Okay, thanks. Do we need to start turning it on? How was that? Should we hit play?
Yeah, just but if you want to start the live stream, because I want to go. Yeah, we're starting now. We'll be out in just a second. That cable over there. Yeah. You have to charge it. Habib, might take Habib 2 minutes. Yeah, that's it. Alright, let's try and get everyone outside. It's, yeah. Is it? It's on live. Yeah, can you just fire something?
Is it live, Abby?
Huh?
Is it live?
Yeah, it should be live. So look at it. Is it right? Go on Facebook, see if that's working. It's live, isn't it? Vanakkam. Whenever I spoke to Appa, I always tried to speak a little bit of Tamil. It's not my first language, but in the Tamil nalam ille, Appa nan English kadikka poren, so I hope that's okay. So without further ado, we would like to welcome you to the celebration of the life of our dear Appa, our friend and our hero, Raj Naikam Bharathan, who passed away and went to be with his beloved friends of Tamalilam on the 18th of March 2021. We come here today with full hearts, no minds. There are no words to express the mixture of feelings that surrounds each person here. Sadness for ourselves, because this amazing, courageous, heroic man is no longer here to show us how to deal with adversity every day with a smile, and to serve his purpose with real integrity and honor. However, we're here also with an immense feeling of joy, because his long life of living with limitations is now complete. And there are other mountains out there for him to climb, goals to embrace, and clouds to touch. Gratefulness that this life of inspiration was part of this earth for 60 years to guide us all, to teach us, and to love. I'm very honoured to be present here today, as I'm sure we are all, as we remember him and reflect on his life I'd also like to say a quick thank you to those that have joined us elsewhere due to COVID-19 restrictions. We really appreciate your presence with us. So without further ado, we're going to start with a collection of words and stories from people that are nearest and dearest to our heart. Thank you very much, everyone.
பரதனுக்கும் இந்த பாட்டுக்கும் தொடர்பு இருக்கின்ற சில பேருக்கு தெரியுமோ தெரியாது. ஆனால் அவரை நான் முதலில் சந்தித்தது இந்த பாடல் உருவான சமயத்தில் தான். தனது திறமைகள் குறித்து வெளிச்சொல்லவே விரும்பாதவர் பரதன். ஒளிப்பதிவின் மீது ஜெயபாலன் சொன்னது மாதிரி அலாஸ்காவுக்குள் புகுந்த ஒரு ஒட்டகம், அந்த ஒட்டகங்களுக்குள் மிக மிக பெரிய ஒட்டகம் பரதனவர்கள்.
On behalf of Kalaniketham, I would like to begin by thanking everyone that is here today and for giving me the opportunity to express my greatest gratitude to our favorite Baradan uncle. Today we honor, respect and remember a wonderful man who has touched and enriched all of our hearts in many different ways. Uncle has always been the backbone, the pillar and the last piece of the puzzle when it comes to Kalaniketham. Uncle loved having a good time. He enjoyed the simple things in life. I remember the times when I was younger and Uncle would take time out of his day to come and visit us and read us stories as well as sharing his own life experiences. Little did Uncle know that these weren't just stories, but rather morals and teachings that we will carry for the rest of our lives. He was a smart, humble and talented man who was simply the brains of Kalaniketham. From designing brochures to coordinating many Kalibulas and alligators, he would put his heart and soul into making sure everything ran smoothly and ensuring that each event was better than the last. In simple words, he was just an all-rounder. I would also like to share that Uncle was someone who would reassure and give us a confidence boost when life got really hard. He never failed to put a smile on our faces. But when it comes to Baradan Uncle, it's the little things that we're definitely going to miss, like his perfectly timed jokes in between classes, his deep desire to make us oven food, and witnessing his unbreakable bond with his laptop or his computer. Uncle was such an interesting person that in all honesty, I could sit here and talk about him all day. For every welcome and thank you speech that I have done for Kalaniketham, I would find all the excuses in the world to not do it, but in the end it would be Uncle who pushes me to do it, guides me through what to say and what not to say, which makes this my first little speech without his support or supervision. So Uncle, I hope you're happy with this. Uncle, you left us too soon, but the memories of you will live with us forever. And I don't think any of us are quite ready to say goodbye yet. So till we meet again, rest in absolute peace, my dearest Baradan uncle.
நம்மை விட்டு பிரிந்து காலமாகிவிட்ட நண்பன் பரதனுக்கு நமது மரியாதை வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்வோம். நாம் 1982 ஆண்டு யாழ்ப்பாணம்
to start. He was one of my heroes. He was an inspiration, he still is an inspiration, and he will always be an inspiration. I mean, who starts a TV station, radio station, and builds conservatory, and converts a garage to a room, and changes the engine in a car, and becomes a driving instructor that got us through, and make sure we got our license, make sure he was a guiding light. And you know, I've got so much memories of him, but two of the memories that I take with is his motto, take it easy man. And the other one, he used to always say, he's always going to be 25 years old, and we're the ones that will grow older. And he will always be 25 years old, and we will always try to look up to him and reach him.
I wrote a letter to Abba to give to him, so I thought I'd read it out as well. My dearest Abba, in your short life of 60 years, you have managed to accomplish so many great things and teach me some important life lessons. I will never forget how careful you were with me and Kambi, how you would hold your hand out to me when we crossed the road, and I would wrap my little fist around your pinky finger. It's funny how we were crossing the road together the other day, and by habit, he held his hand out to me. This was only 3 or 4 years ago. And I laughed. I was like, Appa, nanin chinna I may not be the best child, because the smart one was Pambi, and the cute one was Ashoka. But you never made me feel anything other than loved by yourself and Amma. You've always encouraged me to find a job I loved, and I will always look up to you because of how much passion you showed to your various endeavors. Whether it was photography, teaching driving, teaching maths, or graphic design, you always showed how passionate you are. I am so proud to call you my father. I have always looked up to you for what you did for Pamalula, and I will hold it very dear in my heart. I can't express how much I miss you. I miss waiting for you to come home with shopping from Sainsbury's to make us yummy dinner. I miss jumping on you from behind the kitchen door to scare you. I miss punching your belly when I'm angry with you, which was my way of making up with you and being friends again. I miss disturbing your sleep by doing a running jump and jumping on you to wake you up. Then also teaching Ashoka to do the same. Actually, a couple of months ago, I came upstairs and Appa was sleeping in his room, and then I heard him saying, Kunjama, Kunjama. So I went and I was in there, and he said he was waiting for me to jump on him. He was like, hey, even at the age of 28 years old. I miss telling you off for spoiling Ashoka with cheese and mixture, which made her gain 10 kilograms. I miss seeing how much you love Amma and the amazing love you shared, and asking to hear your love story over and over again. Most of all, I just miss you and your giant cuddles. You were my safe space. The hugs you gave me made me feel like everything was going to be fine. I love how you used to say, do your absolute best and don't focus on the outcome. I tell myself that every time I have an interview or an exam or a challenging situation. They say, the richest man is someone whose children run into his arms even when his hands are empty. They were talking about you, Abba. We love you so much.
There's so much to say about Abba. Honestly, I wouldn't know where to begin. They say it's not your abilities that define you, but the choices that you make. If anyone who knew Abba would testify, his abilities were immense. Like Sanjay said earlier, he started a radio station, a newspaper. When he came here, he struggled, he worked so hard for us, for Amma, for me, for Akka. We went to good schools because of Abba. He worked incredibly hard, but again, he had so many talents. But when he was at uni, I spoke to a few of his friends, and they all said Abba was the best in his class. He was the very top. There was a huge difference between him and everyone else. The people in his class, they went on to become doctors, engineers. Someone worked at NASA, but Abba chose to leave all of that behind for his country. He was so selfless, and that's something I'm incredibly proud of. I know nobody like that, who would give up everything, being the top in everything you do, to give it all up for your country. And you know what? Since coming here, especially with this incident, I've talked to so many people from Tigers who say, I'm from Tigers, I've done that, I've done this. Throughout my whole life, I never knew how important Abba was until one of my friend's dads recognized him, and that's when I realized what Abba was. He never once told us, he never once showed off how good he was, how much he had done for our country and for our people. He never once wanted recognition. He did it because it was right, not because it was popular, not because he wanted fame or power. He always did things because they were right. I have a couple of stories to tell from when I was younger. The first was when I was at school. It was A-levels, and I used to be quite naughty. I didn't go to school very often. I would skype off lessons and whatnot. I was quite naughty, cleverly, and from what Abba said, he was quite similar when he was younger. But I remember I went to my exam, and I was thinking the whole time I was going to do statistics, S1. I went there, and I looked on the list, and my name wasn't on there, so I spoke to my teacher, and it turned out I was doing decision maths, the exam for which was the next day, and I knew nothing about. So I came home, I told Abba, and I was crying, and Abba said, you know what, don't worry, go rest up. Abba called me about 2 hours later, and he sat me down. Decision maths was something that was completely new to Abba as well, but he taught me in one day what he had learned in 2 hours. The very next day I went and took the test, and I got 96%. Abba had the ability to learn the whole curriculum and then to teach it in just 2 hours. That's something that would take people a year to learn. Abba could do in 2 hours. He was incredibly intelligent. The next story is when I applied for the job I'm in now. So a few years ago I left my previous job. I would work abroad, and I thought that was too much for me because I was away from my family. So I quit that, came here, and then I applied for a few jobs. I got 2 of them. The job I'm in now is I'm an engineer for OpenReach. I had applied for that as well, but I had heard nothing. And I received an offer from both these 2 other companies. I remember talking to Abba, we're in his room, and I said to Abba, okay, look, I've got these 2 jobs. I have to go for one of them because they need an answer straight away. And then I got an email from OpenReach saying, you've been invited to an interview. And I told Abba, there's no point in me attending the interview because if I attend the interview, I have to reject these jobs. And if I fail that, then I'm left with nothing. And I remember Abba told me to believe in myself. He told me to reject these 2 jobs and to go for the interview because that's what I wanted to do. I got the job, and so I've been with her ever since, and it's something I love. And I would never have got there without Abba because he always believed in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. And Abba has always been that way. For me, for Akka, for Amma, for all of our students, for all of my friends. Regardless of who comes to our house, he treats them like a friend, like a father to everyone. A few months ago, I had an accident at work. I was very tired. Before that, I would never eat breakfast. And since then, despite Abba being on furlough, he would wake up every day before I leave for work, and by the time I come downstairs after getting ready for work, he would have made me breakfast, and he would make sure I eat it before I leave. Sometimes that'd be at 6 a.m, sometimes it'd be at 5 a.m, it didn't matter the time. Abba would always wake up before me. The second he let me wake up, he would wake up, he would come down, and he would ensure that I was always eating breakfast. The day Appa passed away, I remember I left in the morning. Appa made me a sandwich as well, just like always. I told Appa thank you, and that was it. He woke up at 5 a.m. that morning just to make me a sandwich. That's all Appa did. He spent his life caring about those he loved, be it his children, his friends, or his country. He dedicated so much and gave everything to us and to our people, and for that I'll always be so proud. The last 2 weeks, I've come to realize just how much Appa meant, not just to us, because he meant the world to us, but he meant the world to thousands of people out there, thousands of people who I've never met, and I have messages from telling me how much Appa meant, because that's who he was. He never cared about himself. A couple of weeks ago, I had a conversation with Appa. It was actually about getting old. And I remember Appa said he didn't want to get old, because he said, if I get old, I'll either get dementia or Parkinson's. If I get dementia, I'll forget where I put my bottle of whiskey. And if I get Parkinson's, my hand will shake too much that I won't be able to hold my glass of whiskey. That was Appa, through and through. Thank you so much, everyone.
காலமானது பரதனாவின் உயர் பிறந்த காலத்திலும் நிகழ்காலத்திலும் ஏன் எதிர்காலத்திலும் பரதனண்ணா உழைப்பு அவரை எங்களுடனேயே வைத்திருக்கப் போகின்றது. உலக வரலாற்றில் தேசிய இனங்களின் ஆயுதப் போராட்டம் அளிக்கப்பட்ட வரலாறு உண்டு. ஆனால் தேசிய இனங்களின் அரசியல் இலக்கை அளிக்க முடியாது. அப்படிப்பட்ட அளிக்க முடியாத தமிழ் தேசியத்தின் அரசியல் உரிமை குரல் உலகமெங்கும் ஒலிக்கச் செய்தவர் எங்கள் பரதனண்ணா. தமிழீழ விடுதலை புலிகளின் உத்தியோகபூர்வ வானொலியாகிய புலிகளின் குரல், தொலைக்காட்சி நிலையமாகிய நிதர்சனம், இரண்டினது பிதாமகன் எங்கள் பரதனண்ணா. குறைந்த பலத்துடன் இரண்டு ஊடகத்தை கேட்கவும் பார்க்கவும் வைத்தவர் எங்கள் பரதனண்ணா. புகைப்பட படப்பிடிப்பாளராக, ஒலிப்பதிவு படப்பிடிப்பாளராக ஒரு நிகழ்வை சுருக்கமாக எல்லோர் மனதிலும் பதிய வைக்கும் தொழில்நுட்பம் தெரிந்த அனுபவம் மிக்க அறிவுபூர்வமான ஒரு இயக்குனர் எங்கள் பரதனண்ணா. தமிழீழ விடுதலை புலிகளால் 1983 தாக்குதலின் பின் நடந்த முக்கிய அரசியல் இராணுவ நிகழ்வுகளான உதாரணமாக யாழ் பொலிஸ் நிலைய தாக்குதல், கோட்டை கொத்தலாவலை, கிட்டண்ணா ரவிமன்னா பேச்சுவார்த்தை, கைதிகள் பரிமாற்றம், சந்திரிகா விஜயகுமார் பூங்கா சுதுமலை, தேசிய தலைவர் உரை, திரிவண்ணா உண்ணாவிரதம், தேசிய தலைவர் மாவீரன் நாள் உரை, போராளிகளின் வீரம், தியாகம், மக்களின் ஊர்வலங்கள், மக்களின் பங்களிப்பு, எதிரினால் அழைக்கப்பட்ட உயிர்கள், இந்து கிறிஸ்தவ ஆலயங்களில் நடத்தப்பட்ட படுகொலைகள் என்று போர்க்கால ஆவணங்கள் அனைத்தினது மத்திவாரம் எங்கள் பரதனண்ணா. தாய் ஆசிரியர், தந்தை ஆசிரியர், பல்கலைக்கழக மாணவராக விடுதலை போரில் தன்னை இணைத்துக் கொண்ட எங்கள் பரதனண்ணா எங்களுக்கு இறுதி வரை ஒரு ஆசிரியராகவே இருந்தார். பல நூற்றுக்கணக்கான ஆண் பெண் ஒலி ஊடக போராளி கலைஞர்களை உருவாக்கினார். தமிழீழ விடுதலை புலிகளின் போராட்ட வரலாற்றில் முதலாவதாக பிராந்திய புலிகளின் குரல் வானொலி ஒலிபரப்பு நிலையம், முதலாவதாக நிதர்சனம் தொலைக்காட்சி நிலையம், முதலாவதாக ஒளிநாடா உருவாக்கம், முதலாவதாக குறும்படம், முதலாவதாக கலைக்கூடம், முதலாவதாக இந்திய ஈழத்து கலைஞர்கள் கூட்டுருவாக்கம், இத்தனை போர்க்கால ஆவணத்தின் ஆசானாக தந்தவர் எங்கள் பரதனண்ணா. பரதனண்ணாவின் ஆரம்பமும் குறைந்த வளத்துடன் ஆரம்பிக்கப்பட்டது. முள்ளிவாய்க்கால் முடிவின் பின்னும் தனி மனிதனாக நின்று குறைந்த வளத்துடன் லண்டனில் தனது சொந்த கலையமான 3வது தேட்டை கண்மூலம் உலகத்தரம் வாய்ந்த படைப்பான மை நேவரிச ஸ்ரீலங்கன் ட்ரம் என்ற ஆவணப்படத்தை தந்தவர் எங்கள் பரதனண்ணா. இத்தனை சாதனைக்கும் சொந்தக்காரனான பரதனண்ணாவின் இழப்பு தமிழ் சமூகத்தின் பேரிழப்பாகும். பரதனண்ணாவின் இழப்பால் துயரடைந்திருக்கும் வினோக்காவிற்கும் பிள்ளைகளுக்கும் உறவினர்கள் நண்பர்களுக்கும் எனது ஆறுதலை கூறி பரதனண்ணாவின் ஆத்மா சாந்தியடைய இறைவனை வேண்டுகின்றேன்.
கொண்ட கொள்கைக்காக தேசத்தியோடு தன்னால் என்ற பங்களிப்பு செய்து மது இனத்துக்காக வாழ்ந்து தன் வாழ்க்கையை அர்ப்பணித்த நண்பர் பரதன் காஞ்சி அவர் விரும்பிய பாடலை பாடும்படி அது நன்பியும் அவரது தலைமையும் கேட்டிருந்தார். ஜென்மம் நிறைந்த சென்றவர் வாழ்க சிந்தை கலங்கிட ஜென்மம் நிறைந்தது சென்றவர் வாழ்க சிந்தை கலங்கிட வந்தவர் நீரில் மிதந்திடும் கண்களும் காய்க நிம்மதி நிம்மதி இவ்விடம் சூழ்க ஜனனம் பூமியில் புதியது இல்லை மரணத்தை போலொரு பழையதும் இல்லை இரண்டும் இல்லாவிடில் இயற்கையும் இல்லை இயற்கையின் ஆணைதான் ஞானத்தின் இல்லை பாசம் உலாவிய கண்களும் எங்கே பாய்ந்த வந்து சுழாவிய கைகளும் எங்கே தேசமடாவிய கால்களும் எங்கே தீவுண்டதென்று சாம்பங்கே கண்ணில் தெரிந்தது காற்றுடன் போக மண்ணில் பிறந்தது மண்ணுடன் சேர்ந்து தெலுங்கு சதை கொண்ட உருவங்கள் போக எச்சங்களால் அந்த இன்னுயிர் வாழ்க பிறப்பு இல்லாமலே நாளொன்று இல்லை பிறப்பு இல்லாமல் நாளொன்று இல்லை நேசத்தினால் வரும் நினைவுகள் தொல்லை மறதியை போல் ஒரு மாமருந்தில்லை கடலோடு ஆறுகள் கலங்குவதில்லை தலை தொடும் தாரைகள் அழுவதும் இல்லை நதிமழை போன்றதை விதி என்று கண்டும் மதி கொண்ட மானுடன் மயங்குவது என்ன மரணத்தினால் சில கோபங்கள் தீரும் மரணத்தினால் சில சாபங்கள் தீரும் வேதம் சொல்லாததை மரணங்கள் கூறும் விதையொன்று வீழ்ந்திட செடி வந்து சேரும் பூமிக்கு நாம் ஒரு யாத்திரை வந்தோம் யாத்திரை தீரும் நித்திரை கொண்டோம் நித்திரை போவது நியதி என்றாலும் யாத்திரை என்பது தொடர் கதையாகும் தன்றலின் பூங்கரம் தின்றிடும் போது சூரிய கீற்றொளி தோன்றிடும் போது மணலையின் தேன்மொழி செவியும் போகும் மாண்டவரின் உடன் வாழ்ந்திடப் போகும் மாண்டவர் சுவாசங்கள் காற்றுடன் சேர்க்க தூயவர் கண்ணொளி சூரியன் சேர்க்க பூதங்கள் ஐந்திலும் பொன்னுடன் சேர்க்க போனவர் புண்ணியம் எம்முடன் சேர்க்க அடக்கம் போடுவோம்.
Mommy.